I did a thing. It happened again. I went viral on this Threads post. Now, I know it's really small, so you can't see it, so I'll break it down for you in this video. I refused to stay anxious as a believer, so I fasted, I prayed, and I rewired my mind with truth. Spiritual Warfare Series Part 3. Here's what actually broke the cycle. So, and then there's about 6 more threads underneath that is breaking down the different things that I did in the past month. So I want to start with the month of March. Has always, I wouldn't say has always been, it's always been a hard month for me since I've lost my shop. And I just more recently had a call with a mindset coach and therapist, and we actually made a breakthrough in why that was. So part 1, it's so important to do that internal work to reach your next level, right? It's hard to show up for the next version of you, whether it comes to business, to life, to relationships, to anything, when there is still a part of you that is not healed, that is still stuck on a trigger or a trauma that happened in the past. So I actually had this call with her after this post has gone viral, which has been 2 days now, and my phone just like slowed down, and it was really overwhelming when it first happened because it wasn't my intent. My intent is never to go viral, but it be happening, right? So I wanted to kind of break this down in video form just I guess explain it more versus, you can also I'll tag it in the description box down below, the actual link to the thread so that you can go read it for yourself bit by bit. But yeah, let's get into it. I have been on a deep spiritual journey breakthrough just because I know that I am going to my next level. And I want to be as prepared as possible for that, to not only get there, to receive the blessings in its entirety and to give back in my full capacity that I am able to show up for my business, show up for people in my business. First things first, I had to break the anxiety wheel that I was having. And I always get in this like anxiety binge bind in the month of March, and it all makes sense because I have an internal feeling that's associated with the loss of my shop that happened in March 9th. And then I rebranded or started building this new business. Is when I decided to pick up some of the pieces and, okay, what am I going to do to move forward? It was the end of April 22nd. So I had to stop normalizing anxiety because although, yes, it's a common thing. Yes, it's not something that should be stigmatized. It is not of the kingdom. It is not of God. And that's just what it is, right? I had to stop declaring and saying, oh, I'm just an overthinker. Oh, I just go through this, and start declaring, I have the mind of Christ. And the mind of Christ, there's no room for anxious thoughts to live. I fasted for focus, not for favors. I have never fasted before. This was the very first time I've ever fasted in my life. And it's funny because I always said I never felt like I had a reason to fast until now I do. So my fast did not include food. It was specific things that triggered my anxiety or that helped me deal with my anxiety, which was alcohol and caffeine. So I decided to start with the hardest stuff first, cut it off cold turkey, and see how I was able to deal and cope with my anxiety without leaning on the crutch of alcohol to drown away, those thoughts and to minimize things. And then caffeine would literally trigger me up and get me hyped up. So I cut those two out. And I didn't fast as a means to manipulate God or get what I wanted. I really wanted to establish control over myself, over my physical being. Like, no, my mind is stronger than that. My mind is stronger than the urge that I have to want to go drinking or grab a glass of wine when things get hard and things get me anxious. I memorized the truth like my life depended on it. Now, this is very important. I'm going to drop a list of scriptures that that have helped me to cope and manage and deal with those tough times, because it was hard. I'm not even gonna lie. Cutting out the alcohol, caffeine was one thing, but the alcohol was a lot harder than I thought it would be, because I didn't realize how much. Because I was thinking going in, well, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink like to get blackout drunk, but I do use it as a form of a crutch. And I didn't realize it until those things started happening, where it was like I'm operating my business, I'm being a mom, I'm showing up in my house, and I'm getting calls, and I'm like, I have that urge to want to drink. It was hard. Okay. So I had to have scriptures on hand, on deck, to not only look through, read, but I started to like memorize them. I think my biggest favorite one was Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you. And it may not be exactly that, but that line is what I held on to during those trying times. Philippians 4 verse 13, through him all things are possible. These are just things that I kept telling myself when the lies would creep into my mind, and are like, no, through him all things are possible. I am victorious. I am prosperous. I already know I am triumphing over this, whatever this is, the anxiety. I made my atmosphere submit. I removed, not even just like, stop drinking. I made sure I removed the temptation altogether. There was no alcohol coming into my house. Coffee was easier to manage, because it's like, okay, I'll just drink juice, drink water. But the alcohol didn't come foot in my house. I blasted praise and worship. My children know the words to Mendisa Waymaker like the back of your hand. They sing it along with me. They know the words to certain songs, things that I'm like listening to nonstop. Uncle Myron Golden is another one that I'm listening to nonstop, and they're always like, you're always listening to this guy. And I'm like, hey, I have to make my atmosphere submit to me and what I'm trying to do. So, and in hindsight, they're also getting fed the word, right? They're also getting poured into. They're also reaping the benefits of what I'm working on. So we have little, kingdom builders that we're raising up as well. This one is high key good. I had to stop venting to people that were not victorious. This is major, because when you are talking to somebody, or when you're getting to the space where you're being worked on, you need people that are up above you, that have conquered, that are conquerors, that acknowledge that they are conquerors and that they are victorious, that are deep off in their word, that will bring you up with them, not backslide you. Okay. It's easy because, we have friends and we have family that, we love and we trust and we know and we like, and that's great and all, but you need to find wise counsel in this time. This is not the time to lean on just anybody. You need intercessors, not just listeners. You need people that are going to pray over you, the prayers that need to, I'm talking biblical stuff, not just, oh, I pray that you make this through. No, baby, we rebuke the spirit that is blocking you from reaching your blessings that God has ordained over your life. I'm talking intercessors, y'all. Okay. That is very specific prayer. That's what you need in that season. And that's pretty much it. I did not intend for this to be a YouTube video, but as I literally it just happened as I kept talking, and I realized this video is going to be a lot longer than, just a short clip. Please feel free to read the thread, comment on it, let me know what you think about it, and let's talk about it in the comment section as well. What are your thoughts on dealing with anxiety as a believer? I know there's also additional, I've been dealing with anxiety for 15 years. So this is the first time I've approached it from a biblical, spiritual point of view. I've been to psychologists, I've been to therapy, I have been dealing with this for many years, and I understand that there's a spectrum, right? And there's different levels when it comes to this. There's also other mental health issues that people deal with paired with anxiety, whether it's PTSD, ADHD, depression, that require more of a medical point of view and a medicinal resolution. And I have been there as well. But for this specific battle where it came to me leveling up and reaching my next level as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as a wife, as a boss, for me, it required more work on the mental and spiritual plane, okay, of the battle. And I know I needed, this was a battle for the angels that needed to come down and intercede and help me get over this part, because there were lies that were so deeply ingrained in myself that I didn't realize I was still holding on to, right? When I had my meeting with my therapist. And I also had a session with my therapist as well. So, and there's so many different layers, because I realized fasting is it's a physical thing to do to help deal with, mental battles. So let's not discredit this completely just because, oh, it's biblical. Oh, it's, I'm not religious. Well, guess what, honey? I'm not either. I am in tune with my Lord Jesus Christ, period. Okay. I don't subscribe to a lot of the, religious-y part of what people, subscribe to. And that's just me personally. I'm very much a spiritual being. I am very much a believer of Jesus Christ. So let's make that very clear first and foremost. What was it? I was saying I lost my train of thought. Oh, I also had a conversation with my therapist, and even learning about the lies that I told myself when I was in such a dark place after I lost my shop, and having that meeting yesterday. It was literally yesterday when we had a breaking point, and I had the epiphany of when I was like, wow, I'm having these feelings that are holding me back, that I'm holding physically, literally in this area of my body, and it's causing a reaction. It's causing me not to move forward. It's causing me to doubt myself. It's causing me to have fear. It's causing me to have literally doubt, like, should I even be in this room? Should I even be talking? And for what makes me qualified? But then it's like mentally, I'm like, I know I'm qualified. Like, I know what I know. And I know a lot more than some people, or at least I could articulate that better when I hear other people speak. So then it's like, what is that thing? And it is wounds that I have yet to heal from a moment in my life that I was extremely, extremely vulnerable, broken, and grieving. Honestly, I had to truly grieve the loss of my business, which I never really fully did. I went through the motions, but I never really fully healed from that moment. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I hope you get to really read that thread post. And maybe I'll put the whole thread down in the description box if you do not have the app. So you don't have to go downloading it, and you can read it from there. And please comment. I would like to hear your comments on this. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.